Shalom, shalom, Israel's brothers of Abba Allah from WFI Chicago. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ashar Shabbat, right, to the mighty Akwath and Akim out there, right, keeping the commandments, right, reverencing their households, building up their families, building up this temple, right, sealing the hopefully elect, fishing for being the fishers of men, right. Shalom, shalom, man. All right. Today, we're going to go over a quick topic of if you're in this truth and you consider yourself a leader, you have to be a problem solver. You can't be a complainer. You have to be solution oriented, man. To be a ruler over 10 cities, right, or to be in a position of leadership, you can't identify problems without having a solution, because now you sound like a complainer. All you do is identify problems. Well, this is not good because it is such and such and such and such. Well, this is not this because such. Why can't I just do this, right? And then and yada yada yada. This always happens to me, man. And you don't ever have you don't ever have a solution to your problems, man. You don't never find a solution. You just complain, right? You guess what? You can't be a ruler, man. If you always going through something and you never have the solution for it, how can you counsel or give wisdom or experience to other brothers and sisters, man? Well, all you do is identify problems. What are you going to be teaching them? You're going to be teaching people to complain, right? Our forefathers never did that. Our forefathers were always solution oriented. They always had a problem solving mindset, man. And that's the difference between a good person in the truth and a great person. Somebody that's following along and a leader, man. A leader leads by example. Let's get some precepts. All right, let's get some accounts of our forefathers' problem solving. This is Esther chapter 4 and 10. Again, Esther spake unto Haman and gave him commandment unto Mordecai. All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come into the king into the inner court who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death, except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter that he may live. But I have not been called to come into the king these 30 days, right? Because if you ever read the book of Esther, you know the account, Mordecai is coming to Esther and telling her what Haman is going to do to all the Jews. And he's telling Esther, you got to go put a stop to this. Go tell the king right now, right, what's going on. But Esther said, well, hold on, the king is having counsel with his men. If you go in there unauthorized, you're going to die. The king, they will put you to death unless the king say not to. Right? And that's what she just told Mordecai. Now, what is Mordecai going to say? Is Mordecai going to say, damn, I don't want Esther to get put to death. Damn, that's my cousin. Well, I don't know. She can't really break the rules. What do I do about this one? Well, just go back to the drawing board. Now we're going to see what Mordecai said to Esther. And they told Mordecai Esther's words. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther. Right? So he said, hold on. Right? You must not have heard me the first time. Right? Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther. Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. Right? For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. Right? So he said, hey, if you hold your peace this time, guess what? Hey, the Jews are people, right? They may go through it now, but they're going to receive a salvation in another place. They might as well just do it here. That's probably why you already set up in this kingdom. That's probably why the Most High already had it, is to deliver your people. Right? He's going to say that. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. Right? So, hey, guess what? The Jews, they're going to be delivered from a different place. But since you didn't take this account to help your people now, you and your father's house going to die. Right? And it says, and who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Right? So you may have been set up just to deliver your people. Right? So Mordecai was solution oriented. Right? But let's see what Esther did too. Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer. Go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan and fast for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days nor night or day. I also, my maidens, will likewise fast, and so I will go into the king, which is not according to the law, and if I perish, I perish. That's her solution. If I die, I die. I'm going to fast. We're going to fast for 3 days and a night, and we're going to call upon the Most High God. That was their solution. And that's what got them out that problem. All right? There was no solution to the problem. Esther didn't want to die, but Mordecai said, no, man, it's for your people. You got to do this thing. That's why you set up. And Esther to say, you know what? I'm going to call into the God of heaven, the God of Israel, my people. All right? I'm going to fast. Me and my maidens are going to fast for 3 days and 3 nights, man. And if I die, I die. That was my solution. And guess what? That's a great solution. You got to be a problem solver, man. Right? And it says, so Mordecai went his way and did according to all Esther had commanded him. Right? She rather die for a nation. That's her solution. So let's get another account. All right, let's go to the book of Nehemiah. This is Nehemiah chapter 2 and 2. Wherefore the king said unto me, so this is Nehemiah talking to the king of the Persian, the Medes, or king of the Persians, right? And it says, wherefore the king said unto me, why is thy countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing else but sorrow of heart. Then I was very sore afraid. So he said, hey man, what's going on with you? Why your countenance sad? You're not sick, so it must be something that you're dealing with, right? And then Nehemiah got kind of afraid. Verse 3, and said unto the king, let the king live forever. Why should not my countenance be sad when the city, the place of my father's sepulchres, lieth waste, and the gates thereof are consumed with fire? He said, hey, why would I not be sad, man? Right? My forefathers, the place where they buried is desolate, man. And my gates are burnt with fire. All right. Then the king said unto me, for what doest thou make request? So I prayed to the God of heaven. And I said unto the king, if it please the king, and if thy servant have found favor in thy sight, that thou wouldest send me into Judah, unto the city of my father's sepulchres, that I may build it. He said, guess what, man? Hey, I'm dealing with this thing. I'm going to pray to the God of heaven first. He prayed to the God of heaven, made his request to the king, and guess what happened? Right? He wanted to help build the temple for his fathers. Right? So let's jump down. I just keep reading. And the king said unto me, the queen also sitting by him, for how long shall thy journey be, and when wilt thou return? So it pleased the king to send me, and I set him a time. So after he prayed to the God of heaven, after he found a solution, right? He just wasn't moping around all day. Well, I guess I can't build the temple. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. He didn't take counsel of his own self. He didn't go to other people. He prayed to the God of heaven. Right? That's two accounts of our forefathers praying and fasting to the Most High, man, for their solutions. And guess what? Artaxerxes, he sent him down there to go help build the temple, man. All right? So let's get another one. Let's go to Daniel. Right? It's Daniel chapter 2 and verse 5. Right? The king, right? So we're going into an account where Daniel, his fellow men was given an impossible task, but it was solved. And if they didn't complete this task, all their people were going to die. All right? We're going to read it. It's Daniel 2 and 5. The king answered and said unto the Chaldeans, this thing is gone from me. If you would not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, you shall be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a dunghill. So the king had a dream, but forgot the dream and wanted to remember it again. And the sorcerers, his divination, his soothsayers, and his wise men, they had to break it down within a time period. If they didn't, their households and them were going to die and cut in pieces, man. They had to remember the king's dream that he forgot himself. It's an impossible task, right? But if you show the dream and the interpretation thereof, you shall receive of me gifts and rewards and great honor. Therefore, show me the dream and interpretation thereof. I'm going to jump down to 9. But if you would not make known unto me the dream, there is but one decree for you. For you have prepared lying and corrupt words to speak before me till the time be changed. Therefore, tell me the dream, and I shall know that you can show me the interpretation thereof. So the king said he would know if he was lying or not. Even though he can't break down his own dream, if you lie to him, he's going to know, and he's going to kill you. Verse 10, then the Chaldeans answered before the king and said, there is not a man upon the earth that can show the kings these matters. Therefore, there is no king, lord, nor ruler, and ask such things at any magician or astrologer or Chaldean. Right? So they said, hey, we've never had this task before. We've never even heard of this. How can we break down the dream that you forgot? No other realm, nor other kingdom or magician or astrologer was ever asked of this task. King, we can't do this thing. It's impossible. Right? And it says, verse 11, and it is a rare thing that the king required. This is rare. We don't know what this is. And there is none other than that can show before the king except gods whose dwelling is not with the flesh. So only the gods, they're saying that's not what the flesh can show this thing. And now how do you think the king is going to feel? Right? We're going to read about it. Verse 12, for this cause the king was angry and very furious and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. And the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel his fellows to be slain. They immediately went to Daniel and his brethren, the Jews first, our people, of course, to be slain. Now you have all these astrologers, you have all these magicians, soothsayers, divinations, but guess who they came for first? They came to our people first. They said, no, even though Daniel was the most wisest and his friends, above, it tells you in the first chapter, above all the other wise men, but they sought them first, right? When things went bad, man. Now they have an impossible task. How do you problem solve this? Are they going to take their death? Are they going to complain about it? What are they going to do? Right? Guess what? The answer was already given. Only the gods, whose dwelling is not with the flesh. So what did Daniel do? Verse 14, then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was going forth to slay the wise men of Babylon. Now here you are in a life and death situation. Daniel kind of, all right, let's see what's going on. He answered with counsel and wisdom. He didn't freak out. He didn't panic, right? He wasn't complaining to everybody. He wasn't calling up his Aunt Loretta, calling up his damn mom, calling his dad. Guess what happened today? Do you know they're going to put us to death if we don't figure out a damn, that's crazy. They're not doing that. He said, you know what? We got to figure this out, man. Something has to happen. I'm not going to die, man. Right? So what he do? He answered with counsel and wisdom. This verse, I'm going to jump down to verse 7, Daniel 2:17. This is the solution to the problem. This is what they did. Then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companions, that they would desire mercies of the God of heaven concerning this secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the God of heaven. Right? Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. So guess what? Daniel and his companions prayed to the Most High. They prayed about it. There was nothing else they could do. They sought the God of heaven. They sought Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, their God, man. That was their solution, right? Those are 3 accounts of our forefathers in life and death situations, right? Of praying to the Most High about it, man. Right? And guess what? The thing was revealed unto Daniel, right? And it says, and he changed the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. And that's what the Most High does, man. Right? So going back into it, you want to be a damn problem solver. You don't want to be a complainer. You want to be solution oriented, man. You don't want to be that brother or sister that's always going around moping and don't never got a damn solution to the problem, man. Right? And it says, Ashlaka, that's it on that. Right? But that's the point, man. Right? Daniel sought the God of heaven. Right? Let's get another precept. Damn, I had a precept. Awesome. All right, this is history, Susanna. Right, here's another account of our foremothers being problem oriented, being a problem solver, man. Now we read about two of our forefathers, one of our foremothers. Let's get another foremother of ours that was a problem solver, man. Right, it's history, Susanna 1 and verse 17. Now, if you understand the backstory of history, Susanna, I'm not gonna read the whole book, right? But you understand that there was 2 judges, right? 2 judges, mighty ancient judges that were lusted after Susanna and wanted to bear false witness against her. Now, if you know anything about being a judge, if you don't ever want to be accused of something from a judge, right? Especially an honorable man, because nobody's going to hear you, nobody's going to regard you. Let's get down to Sirach, right? So Susanna's situation is kind of hard, man. Right? We're going to read about it. It's Sirach chapter 8 and verse 14. Go not to law with the judge, for they will judge him according to his honor. So you can't really go to the law with the judge because people are going to believe the judge, man, for his honor, right? And that's exactly what Susanna is about to do. With 2 judges, matter of fact. But let's see how she got out of this situation. This Susanna chapter 1 and verse 20 and verse 17. Then she said to her maids, bring me oil and washing balls and shut the garden doors that I may wash me. So she was washing in her garden, washing herself. 18, they did as she bade them and shut the garden doors and went themselves at privy doors to fetch the things she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders because they were hid, and they hid themselves. They were perverts, man. Now when the maids were gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, Behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us and lie with us. They wicked. They say lie with us, not him, both of us. The garden doors are shut, and we're both in love with you. They both wanted to go into one woman. First of all, it's unclean. That's adultery. These are all types of laws these judges are breaking right now, right? And they said, lie with us. See that? And they said, if thou wilt not, so if you don't have sex with us, what's going to happen? We will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou shalt send away thy maids from thee. So they said, guess what? We're going to say a man was in here, and we're going to bear false witness against you. And since we judges, you ain't going to win this case. Black man. Verse 23, it is better. Verse 22, then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side. I'm straitened on every side. I can't go this way. I can't go that way. What the hell do I do? How do I get out of this situation? I can't lie with them. But guess what? I can't escape the situation either. So what did Susanna say? For if I do this thing, it is death unto me. And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord, man. Right? So then she said, guess what? I'd rather not fall into your hands. I'd rather fall into your hands than sin into the sight of the Lord. So let's see how she got out of the situation. Let's jump down to verse 42. Let's jump down to verse 40. But having taken so the elders are giving this account of what they saw in the garden against the people. But having taken this woman, we asked who the young man was, but she would not tell us. These things do we testify. So they're lying on her name. Then the assembly believed them. So they believed the judges, of course, as those that they were the elders and the judges of the people. So they condemned her to death. So just because of their status, they condemned Susanna to death, man. Verse 42, then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, O everlasting God that knows the secrets and knows all things before they be. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me, and behold, I must die, whereas I never did such things as these men have maliciously invented against me. So guess what, man? She prayed to the God of heaven, who reveals secrets, right? Who knows things that's going to happen before it happens, right? She prayed to the Most High, right? Our forefathers and foremothers, that was their problems and that was their solutions. They always had a problem, a life or death situation, and they prayed to the Most High. You need your damn car insurance paid next week, and you ain't got the money, and you freaking out, and you ain't prayed to the Lord. You ain't prayed to the Lord about none of your other problems, man. All you do is give thanks to the Lord when you do something, when you get something good. But when something goes bad, you don't pray to the Most High. You complain, you call up Tito, you call up your brothers and sisters, but you never call up the Lord. You never get on your hands and knees, face the east, and call on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. These are what all our foremothers and forefathers did. They called unto the God of heaven, right? And what happened? And the Lord heard her voice, plain. The Lord heard her voice because she trusted in the Most High. She believed. The Lord heard her. And the Lord heard her voice. And therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth whose name was Daniel, man. And as you go into it, Daniel was a righteous judge, man. Daniel went through the account and kind of got her off this thing because the Most High heard her voice, right? So this is just a quick cold cut on being a problem solver, man. You're a leader, man. Leaders lead, man. Leaders just don't complain. Because guess what? The people behind them are going to complain. All they're going to do is identify problems and not solve it, man. All right? You got to be solution oriented. And guess what? By calling on the God of heaven. I like to give our praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, right? And Lord willing, you was edified, right? Stay in the spirit, right? Help build up this temple. It's a mighty Shabbat day, right? And I like to bid a mighty, mighty strong shalom.